expecting too much from the chairman because I don't think for the people. This one's the taxation of the Vitalis one trickle.
Good morning, Ifiemi Andrew.
All right, go on.
Motorists, given different addicts and who will be operating illegally. So when people complain, there will be no.
Sorry, he's a newborn, and we shouldn't gag him up with too much respect. As much as I have no. My name is Chima DJ for Rumokuta.
All right, thank you, Chima. Emeka Inelele, good morning.
My dear brother, good morning.
Right, Emeka.
I want you, when you appear here last time, when you were election, I asked you about him and Tachoba and Roma Long. And Roma has the investor will come and put. You will see. Gram grabbing is now generating so much problem in Obio, especially. Equally people, equally local government, they're also developing. But I have never heard of land grabbing. What about Faga? I have never heard of land grabbing. It's only Obio. Please look into of this land grabbing. It's getting out of hand.
Okay, Emeka.
Stand and fight for it.
All right, let's say yes, Sam from NTA Road, and then we'll get the chairman to respond to the first batch of questions. Sam. Okay, we lost the call from Sam. All right, Chairman, sir, you heard some of them. I think majorly land grabbing, ticketing problem, and the taxation of traders. So how are we going with those?
Okay, thank you. First of all, let me say to my people, and when I say my people here, I don't mean the indigenous people of Obio. Andrew, I don't know where you live. I don't know if you live within the space called Obio.
Of course I do.
Yeah, so you are part of Obio. And I'm talking to you and everybody who lives in the geographical space called Obio. And Obio is not geography. Obio is a people. All of us. Indigene, non-indigene. I don't like using the word non-indigene, but for purposes of people understanding what we're saying, everybody who lives, works in Obio is part of the community or the local government called Obio. And all of us have a responsibility towards making Obio better, safer, cleaner for us. My charge and the charge of all those that I'm going to be working with, my deputy, the councillors, and the civil servants in the local government, and any other person who might bring on board, is to provide that lead, that direction, and make our people to believe that it is possible for us to work together to solve our problems. Now, attitude is very key. We must have a positive attitude. We must believe that it is possible to turn things around. That's why I was talking about the issue of holding people accountable before we begin to think about holding them accountable. Because if you don't even trust that I can get this job done, and if you don't do anything to support me to get it done and done properly, there's a tendency that I'll fail. So everybody has a responsibility towards creating the Obio of our dreams.
So what responsibility do you think
yes,
they need to tackle some of the problems you've mentioned?
Yes, I talked about the political will to get things done. And I also talked about citizens' participation. And it is on that note that I want to inform Obio people right here and now that we have set up the Obio Information Center. We have set it up with different platforms through which people can reach the government of Obio without having to come to Rumodomaya, where the council headquarters is.
Okay.
And I want to read out the accounts. We have a Twitter account, official Twitter handle for the local government, and it's Obio Info C. That's the address at Obio Info C for Twitter. For SMS and WhatsApp and phone calls, the number is 0707 862 6967. Let me repeat. 0707 862 6967. For email, you can reach us at obioakpoinfocenter@gmail.com. obioakpoinfocenter @gmail.com. And for Facebook, you can reach us at Akpor Info Center. Now, what this does for all of us is that our people can freely inform us. They can freely advise us. They can freely engage us. And we, in turn, will try to respond to all the questions or the requests, all the clarifications that they seek. All that is geared towards creating, shared solution to shared problems.
Okay.
And this is very possible.
All right. So, but
Now-
before we go on the break,
Yes.
if we can be more direct with it, I mean, the problem of land grabbing was highlighted. So now, before coming, you must have also noticed that problem.
Yes.
What are the steps that you want to take now that you're in office to tackle land grabbing?
Okay. Now, land grabbing is not the only problem we have in Akpor.
Okay,
We have
a lot.
so many, we have so many problems. And the point I'm making here, and I want us to be very patient with ourselves. The point I'm making is that as chairman, I might not have the answer to the problem of land grabbing. And even if I have an answer, it may not be the best answer. The best answer will come when we engage ourselves, when we are freely, yes, because people are the ones experiencing this. It is people that are also doing it, right? So all of us who have identified it as a problem, I talked about it during the campaigns, and I said that I was going to be in the forefront in leading the fight against land grabbers. Now, how to go about it? Because even in doing that, we must do it like government. We're not going to be, you are not going to, because you want to kill a snake, then you set fire such that the house gets burnt. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to ask people to go and kill people because they are land grabbers. We're not going to do that. We're going to do it in a civilized manner. And the same way we're going to tackle the problem of multiple tax. For example, on the issue of multiple taxation, we are working towards a digitization of our revenue collection system. That process is on. Yeah, we get to a point where you don't need to talk to anybody. Nobody comes to you. We get you registered. Nigeria Info FM radio station is in Rumosi at so plot along the East-West Road. We register it. We have your contact person, maybe the manager of the station. Yes. And then the person has access to us because now there's an information center. And then we can serve him our demand notices electronically. And then when he pays, the system will update us and tell us that he has paid or has not paid and all of that. We're going to do that with taxi drivers. We're going to do that with market women. We're going to do that with estate developers and so on and so forth. All the revenue areas. And let me also say that the complaints about what is happening in communities about people who want to develop and people are collecting charges.
Land.
Yeah, some of those things are legitimate. Some are not legitimate. What we will do is that we will streamline all these things, know the ones that are legitimate, educate our people, including the chiefs and the youths and the CDCs and all of that. In fact, this week, I have chains of meetings. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with the security agencies in Obio. Next tomorrow, I'm meeting with the chiefs and elders. The next day, I'm meeting with CDCs. The other day, I'm meeting with road transport workers and market women. We're going to be meeting with students and all the stakeholders, all geared towards making sure that our people understand, first of all, that there is a new dawn, there's a new sheriff in town, there's a new way of doing things. But what is important, I will continue to repeat, our people must participate and take active role in their own rescue.
All right. Let's put a pause there. There's still plenty more questions here, but then a very short commercial and we continue afterwards. The chairman for Akpor local government area with us here in the studio, Nigeria Info on the Morning Crossfire. Good morning. Morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Our conversation continues here on the Morning Crossfire, and with us in the studio is the Obio Council Chairman, Dr. Gift Worlu. We've been taking questions from the listener, and he was responding to a few of them. We'll go back to more questions, but I just let him conclude because one of the questions that was asked, the first half of the conversation, was how to tackle the problem of ticketing, illegal ticketing, and illegal task force. And off the mic, while we were on the commercial, you were telling me a few things that you wanted to put in place, including digitalizing the system, so people would now pay these things online. So if you can tell us more about how that would work.
Okay, fine. We start by enumeration. Yes. For example, you go to a motor park, working with the leaders of that motor park. You want to find out how many vehicles are registered in that motor park, and who are the owners of these vehicles, the number of the vehicle and all of that. You have that data. When you have that data, you now have an idea of how much you're expecting from that motor park per day, per week, or per month, depending. Yes, and then there's a process for collecting the money that is digital. It could be done by the leaders of the market, right? But when they collect based on the number that is registered, they remit the same amount to the council. In that case, we don't need to send people to go and chase them. Now, for the shop owners, for example, you have a shop, we enumerate you. We record that shop number, this, that is so community is owned by XYZ individual with so phone number and all of that, details of that person. We put it in our database. So we now know that you are supposed to be paying us a certain amount of money for tax, call it tax, for whatever it is, yes. And it is agreed because we're going to be meeting with their unions. All these people have unions and all of that. When we agree that this is what is statutorily supposed to be paid, we now register your business in our database and all of that. And then we tell you how you're supposed to pay. When you pay, the system tells us that this organization has paid. The ones that have not paid, the system will also tell us. Now, we're going to have marshals, revenue marshals. We're going to have marshals in different areas of our operations. Those marshals will only come to you after you have refused, after several attempts at getting you to understand that you need to pay, after giving you all the incentives, because there will be incentives.
What are these incentives?
Yeah, there will be incentives like early registration. You get a bonus. If you pay your taxes early bird effect, you get incentive. For example, if you're supposed to pay 3,000, and by January, we give you a window of January to February. If you pay between January and February, you may be paying like 3,000 instead of 3,500 because you are an early bird who ordinarily should eat the work. Pay outside that window. You still pay the normal thing. But after some time, if you have refused to pay, then there will be a surcharge. There will be a penalty because we're going to send our marshals to probably come lock your shop and all of that, and you pay the surcharge and then still pay the tax.
As great as this idea is, this app you want to put up, how long would it take to develop, or is it already in the works?
It's in the works, and we are looking at between now and end of November. And in fact, because it's today that we're inaugurating the government officially in Obio local government. What happened last week was my own swearing in River State Government House. But today, I'm going to be proclaiming the Legislative Assembly of the local government, and then, of course, swearing in my deputy and setting up the government. So there's now a new government in Obio local government area with effect from today.
Okay.
Now, I need to talk with the assembly for them to agree with me, because it's not my personal thing. It's a government. The assembly has to be part of what we are doing. The civil servants have to be part of it. When we now agree, we are working towards giving people some kind of tax holiday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there will be a tax holiday, maybe for 2 months. All the taxi drivers, everybody don't pay nothing.
When would that start?
That will start maybe at the end of this month.
Okay.
Yes, and we'll run through October and November, maybe December. Yeah, so that by January, the app would have been up and alive, and our people would have been sensitized, both the taxpayers and the tax collectors would have been educated on how this new system will work. We will do demonstrations, we will do simulations and all of those things so people understand. We're going to be engaging the media through jingles and all of that for them to get to know our information center and all the things that we are doing, so that they are fully aware that there's a new way of doing things in Obio local government that works both for the people and for the government.
Before we go on to take the call, you mentioned the information center. We'll go back to the phone lines now. Can you just give us those handles again and the number?
Okay, so the first one is our Twitter handle, which is Obio Akpor, and there's, in Obio Akpor there is Obio/Akpor. The slash is not there. It's Obio Akpor.
One word.
Yeah, one word. Info C. For phone calls, SMS, WhatsApp messages, it is 0707 862 6967. For email, it is obioakporinfocenter@gmail.com. And for Facebook, it is Obio Akpor Info Center.
Okay. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. You can call 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. On WhatsApp, the number is 0809-030-6416. This one says, please ask the chairman how he plans to end cultism, kidnapping, and criminality in Obio Akpor. All right. That one is coming from WhatsApp. Cliff Austin says, do you have any plan concerning the rising cost of house rent in Obio Akpor? Another thing, agency fee. It's becoming a problem. In some states, I know they are even beginning to ban agents. I can't remember which of the states now, but I saw a statement that said these house agents are contributing to the rising cost of rent, and they are going to ban. They banned them already. We'll get your response to that. Let's say Augustine is from Forces Avenue. Augustine, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Augustine, go on quickly, straight to the point with your question, please.
Yeah, Chairman
Mecca.
Let me quickly run down to thank my chairman, first of all, in the issue of addressing the issue of amortization, especially on the land developers. We have access roads, we have pilot maintenance. These are the papers people acquire before developing their site. Access roads, pilot maintenance, security, this and this. Please, thank you for addressing that issue. Let me also ask you to address us a little in the issue of educational sector. Let me use Lumen in community secondary school as a case study. Chairman, visit that school is nothing to write home about. This is a school that produced the best mathematics students years ago in River State. Go to that school, no desk, no friends. In fact, they don't have up to 12 teachers in that school. I don't know the reason. Please, Chairman, visit some schools in Obio Akpor.
Okay, Augustine. All right, the chairman will respond. Let's take Cookie Gam and Bright first. Cookie Gam is in room Lumeni. Cookie Gam, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
All right, Cookie Gam, straight to your question, please.
Chairman, good morning. And I want to ask the chairman just three questions. One, he said want to proclaim his assembly today. Those who proclaim, are they going to be layered to him? That's number one. Number two, in River State now, the chairman, who are you loyal to? Are you loyal to the ex-state minister or the sole administrator or the state governor? Number three again, there's a time he made a comment that you are not loyal to the state governor, you are loyal to former governor of River State. Is it true? Good morning, Andrew.
All right, good morning. That's Cookie Gam. Bright in Rumo Dumaya, good morning. Let's hear you quickly.
Ifiemi, good morning. You and your guest, Dr. Worlu, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bright. Go on.
Chairman, I wish you well. You and your deputy, which is also your co-doctor, Dr. Mrs. Joyce Nietzsche. I wish both of you well. But I have concern. Rumo Dumaya is the host community of Obio Akpor. And before now, we have been suffering floods. Every year we have been suffering floods. Even from the front of local government is always flooded whenever it rains. What will you do to help us? By being the host community, know that we are peaceful, don't make problems. To help us concerning flood issue. Because there is no drainage. We need a better drainage from the remote village down to the canal. There's a canal that will carry the water to anywhere. So we need drainage so that Rumuodumaya will not be flooded. We want your help. And what will you do to help us? Thank you. Worship Bright.
All right, Bright, thank you. And then JJ, before we get the response of the chairman. JJ, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, and good morning to the chairman.
Good morning.
Mr. Chairman, sir, there is will I call it a task force on that task road. They specialize in any company they think is, any motor they think is company cars, and Sienna. I don't think, even you right now, if you drive Sienna through that place, these people may even hold you down thinking that you are one of those people at the end of the day. So please, in case you don't know, they are there, they work 24 hours, they are like a standing committee. I don't know if you have given them approval because they work from year to year, month to month, and week to week. And I want to also remind you, sir, the adjacent, the Obio Akpor Secretariat there is this pothole that always arises as a result of water flowing on that road because of the damaged drainage there. Sir, what are you going to do about that? Thank you.
All right, JJ, thank you. Let's now come to the council chairman. Where are you starting from? The flood situation, the road in front of the secretariat. And I'd like to also add, if you can address the situation with the market at the Rumokoro Junction leading to the council.
You know, there is something that they do in companies like Shell, where if you identify a problem, you also try to suggest a solution. Yes. And this is what I mean by citizen participation. Somebody talked about flooding in Rumuodumaya and the fact that I should come and put drainage. That's like a solution, but it may not be the solution. Yes, it may not be the solution, but we have identified the problem. We'll walk through it and see whether the solution to it will be putting drainages. Because it's possible that we already have drainages there, but they're blocked by the activities of people who throw in things into the drainage and all of that. Yes. But if it is such that we need to do drainage or any other thing that can bring a lasting solution to that problem, we will look at it. But of course, this will be subject to availability of funds and so on and so forth. So I want to encourage our people to bring up these issues if they identify them and bring it to the doorstep of government. Now you have access to government. Before now, people said they couldn't reach chairman, they couldn't reach people in government, and now you have avenues. If you can't reach us on Twitter, you can reach us through SMS or phone call. You can reach us on email. You can reach us on Facebook. That's that. Let me say to our people that this issue of who is loyal to who and who is not loyal to who, it should stop. Why should it stop? I contested election and I signed a social contract with the people of Obio local government area. My loyalty is to the people of Obio local government. The councillors who want to be working with me, they don't need to be loyal to me. They shouldn't be loyal to me. They should be loyal to the people of Obio local government. Anybody who is working in River State as a government official, I'm saying it here and I mean it. You don't need to be loyal to the governor or to the minister. You should be loyal to the state. You should be loyal to the people. It is the people you are working for. If I work with a governor who asks me to go and kill people, and I do it in the name of loyalty, have I acted right? The answer is no. So even the governor himself is loyal to the people. And the reference that the young man was, he said that I said that I will be loyal to FCT minister. And then he now asked me if I can confirm whether I said so or not. So how did he reach the conclusion that I said so? And where did I say so? After saying that I said so, you are now asking me to confirm if I said so. Does it make any sense? It doesn't, if you ask me.
Well, then I think one more, I'll put one question in before we wrap things up. It's always time flies. And that would be this. Was there a proper handover from the council administrators to you? Have that happened yet?
Yes.
And if it has, will people of the state get to know, or would you be auditing the funds that came into the council and what they were used for? Because many have questioned, not just Obio Akpor, but all the other councils, what they could have been doing with the funds aside paying salaries. Is that something that you would audit or look at, or you're just going to move on with everything else?
I wouldn't want to call it an audit. I'll call it a review. Because when you go into a place, one of the first things you must do is to try to take stock. What is available and what is coming, what has gone out, what is our level of indebtedness, and so on and so forth. When you understand all of that, you now know where you can start from. Some people have approached me saying that the council is owing them. Some people have said that there are ongoing projects that need to be completed. Some of those things are there in the handover note, telling me that this is what is, in terms of the opportunities, in terms of the challenges, in terms of the funds and all that, in terms of the personnel.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I call it audit, it might sound like you are trying to find out if the other person did the right thing or didn't.
But it wouldn't be wrong if you want to find out if monies were well spent, though.
No. That will not be my concern. You know, because I tell people that sometimes our problem is not the politician. Our problem could just be the civil servants. Because there are people who work in the council who should keep records of what is going on. There's a council auditor. There are external auditors who come to audit councils. Do you understand? If these people have all failed to do their job, and I come in now and what I want to focus on is to begin to check who has spent what and who didn't spend what well. I might be doing that and my tenure will be over, and I can't tell the people that that's what I achieved. Now I have inherited the assets and the liabilities of the council, right? What I need to do now is, for example, I'm talking about digitization of our revenue system. The whole idea is that beyond making payment of taxes easier for the people and making it seamless and having more human face, is to increase the revenue that comes into the council. If I'm able to do that and I have more money to spend on our people, so I can initiate projects, I can initiate programs and policies, knowing that I have money to deal with them.
I like the fact that you mentioned the people often. Yes. So does that mean that the people would have access to information about, after your review, would they be given access to know the details and run-ins of what happens in the council?
Why not? Because see, whether we like it or not, I will be judged by what I did. Nobody will judge me. You know, sometimes we judge people by what other people did. Or I will be judged by what I did. So if tomorrow I tell our people that XYZ amount of money, of course, when the thing becomes digital to a very reasonable extent, that information is likely to be out there in the public domain. But then
what you're meeting now is what many people will be concerned about. In the past couple of months, many people want to know, okay, new chairman, he has reviewed it. Would he tell us? For example,
my
people, this is what is here now. This is what we are working with.
Let me tell you now. For example, I'm here now.
Yeah.
And you're asking me this question. You probably expect me to tell you that 12 million or 15 million.
No, I don't expect.
Yeah, for example. But you know why I can't do it? I've told you that I am yet to even inaugurate the Legislative Assembly.
Okay.
And those are the representatives of the people.
Okay.
Right? Because...
No, we just want to know if it will be done after you settle and look at it.
Why not? It will be done. People will get to know how much we get, from what sources, how much we are spending, and on what. They will get to know. It will be in black and white for people to see. Because that is how I want to be judged at the end of the day. The extent to which I was transparent and accountable to the people is important to me. Because if you talk about audit, there's an audit even going on currently in Rivers State. The Rivers State government is doing a staff audit at that level. Audit has different areas. They're doing a staff audit. And it has revealed a number of things in terms of ghost workers that we have in the system, both at the state level and the local government levels. I also know that there are some people in the local government who are on the payroll, but who do no job. I know that even before getting into office. We're going to make sure that people who have been employed and who are earning money from council will at least have something to do to justify their earnings.
All right, Chairman, thank you very much. Like I said, time always flies. We never have enough time, but thank you again for making out time. We'll continue to follow your administration, and we hope that you give us the room to also get information and inform the people accordingly with the progress that you make.
Yeah, let me again beg you. Maybe I'll find time to talk with your station manager. I want you people to give me some kind of rebate. Is government now begging the private sector?
That's not a problem. Like I said, with the jingles for the information center,
yes.
I'm pretty sure if you're doing that and you want to do it for quite a while, we will definitely come up with something.
Fine. So that our people can get all the information that they need and then send in their inputs to help us work better.
Thank you very much. That's the chairman for Obio Akpor Local Government Area, Dr. Gift Worlu. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
This mid-year, the Solar World Electric Technology Limited is